about a group of 19th century Russian intellectuals, revolutionaries, and radicals who were instrumental in sort of giving birth to the Russian Revolution, which of course happened many years later.
This is about the nostalgia for the glory of Russia that is empty, and all these young aristocratic intellectual people who are rebelling and losing, and by the end of the three plays are about their loss.
It sounds intimidating, but it isn't. It's life lived. It's almost like a parallel universe, and it's a time not so very much different from ours. There's a lot of political unrest, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of excitement, and it's a young company, and it's at a young sort of philosophical time, and I think that Tom has captured that beautifully, actually.
I didn't intend to write 3 plays when I started. It got to a point where I realized I couldn't do what I wanted to do in one play. But it's not a lot different from writing a shorter play with fewer people, because you can only work on the page you're working on. I don't try to figure out too far in advance where I'm going.
Right. I don't remember you mentioning any of this when you had your snout in the trough.
I wasn't even thinking it. I was in the dream myself, but reality can't be thought away. What's real is rational, and what's rational is real. I can't describe to you my feelings when I read those words in Hegel. They were my release from my weary guardianship of the human race. Reality. I say it every night when I go to bed and every morning when I wake.
It's very large. That was my first reaction before even reading it, holding it in my hand, how big it was. And I knew it was incredibly special. I knew it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I know that nothing like it exactly has been done in New York before. I feel that it's kind of a piece of modern art that's unlike any other.
I'm having the best time of my life. I think this is the best theatrical experience I've ever had. Not only to be saying Tom Stoppard's words in this brilliant play, but Jack O'Brien. He's the most brilliant director, and he's so much fun, and he gives us so much, and he takes us places we never knew we were going to be able to go.
The really extraordinary thing is being part of this huge company, which is so wonderful, and being together every day, and we never land anywhere. We're always sort of taking off, and that's really nice for us, I think.
It's like the definition of an ensemble piece, because everyone has a night in which they have the most to do, and so everyone has their moments to shine.
When you look around the room, you're really just seeing people who are committed to work, and there's nothing as joyful as being with a bunch of people who take their work seriously. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's actually because everyone is taking it so seriously and want to do the best job possible, then it elevates us all, and so that's why we do it.
I was there at the storming of the Bastille. Not storming it personally, but my feelings, I remember, were distinctly mixed. That's how liberal I was when I was 19. But education for women, yes, indeed, not just piano lessons of Russian grammar.
You think whenever you approach Stoppard that somehow maybe it's smarter than you are. And instead this one, it made me feel smart reading it because I got it. And it's very, it's beautiful, and the people are very beautiful. And the story, I mean, it's really about history and how generations move.
I don't think there's any reason to read anything to prepare for seeing Voyage, Shipwreck, or Salvage. In any way. You don't need to do homework. They completely stand on their own.
There's parts where you just have to let go. It is like a Russian novel. You just sort of let go, and it's a different kind of theatrical experience because you're not going to, the conflicts aren't given to you in a really bite-sized manner. It's about philosophy, it's about thought, it's about humanity, it's about emotion, it's about family dynamics, and somehow this play, certainly in Jack's directing, and definitely in what Tom has written, it's incredibly cinematic in a way.
He's going to pay me 64 rubles a month.
But you can't live on that.
I've been living without it.
Of course you have. Look at you, but you can't live on it.
But what else can I do?
Be an artist or a philosopher. Everything now depends on artists and philosophers. Great artists to express what cannot be explained, and philosophers to explain it.
There have been a lot of articles out about how much reading people should do before they come and see the play, and like how intense they should get on their research. And I get very intimidated by that stuff, and I would say, like, don't worry about any of that. Like, it's a play that exists on its own as a Chekhovian sort of piece about human beings, and it's really beautiful. It's about people and about people striving, like any play. And so whenever I talk about it, I talk about just sort of how human it is and how simple it is.
Every writer that I know would like to write a Chekhov play, always fascinated by Chekhov plays and wonders how they're done. And nobody's ever written a Chekhov play except Chekhov, but it's fun trying.